How does sharding work? Let's imagine a single table containing all the data about users by age, gender, economic capacity, and geography. And now let's imagine another case where we apply sharding and divide the users into different tables by gender, age, geographic location, and economic capacity. And going even further, in each range, we will divide them into different phases. For example, by geographical location, we will separate the users into different tables according to the country of birth. By age, we will separate the tables into ranges between 18 and 30 years, 31 and 45 years, 46 and 65 years, 66 and above. By economic capacity, we will do the same and differentiate by tables the people with a purchasing power of 0 to 10,000 pounds, 10,000 to 24,000 pounds, 24,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 120,000, 120,000 pounds and above. As we can see in the first example, we have all the users in one table. When a database starts to get very large, we face big problems because the data gets disorganized and becomes unmanageable. However, if we apply sharding as in the second example, we can find an infinite number of horizontal tables classified according to a certain degree of homogeneity. In this way, in the end, what we want is to fragment a single table into several tables with less data each. This allows us to improve scalability by grouping less data in smaller tables so that access to them is much faster, and we can also improve their control. To better understand this concept in terms of blockchain, it's important to know that currently the Ethereum network, which is one of the most scalability issues, works in such a way that all the data contained in each transaction must be validated by all the nodes in the chain. In other words, each node validates part of the information, they share the information, and then all the information, once validated, is incorporated into the whole chain. We thus manage to keep all the information in the block, with the difference that the nodes contain only part of the information and not all of it as before. The method improves efficiency and scalability by fragmenting the information. Currently, the platform with the largest number of nodes is Ethereum, as it is the most popular after Bitcoin, but it allows for many more features such as dApps, development, smart contracts, etc., which is why it far exceeds the number of nodes of Bitcoin. This large number of nodes makes the network very slow and not very scalable, so they choose to focus on sharding to improve these issues. The implementation of the new Casper protocol in the network will be accompanied by sharding technology. So once that day arrives, we'll be able to see if this concept will solve the network's scalability issues. Other platforms that are much more focused on scalability and sharding technology are Zilliqa and QuarkChain, so they are likely to present much better solutions than Ethereum in this area. There is still some time to see which platform will win the race using the concept of sharding to perform the most transactions per second, although it should be noted that sharding is not the only solution proposed in the area of scalability. It is just one more that the big platforms seem to have focused on, but we will have to wait to see how the market develops and what other projects can offer us, so we will be paying close attention to all the solutions that will be implemented to solve the problems of scalability of networks. Advantages of sharding. In practice, the first thing you will notice is that sharding offers high-speed access. It does not matter, for example, if we have servers in different parts of the world, since sharding ensures that latency is reduced and performance is better. With sharding, we'll be able to better manage companies that have reached a huge amount of data that has led to a considerable reduction in access speed. If, on the other hand, our server does not have so much data but does record a large number of writes, we will also benefit from this. After all, we must bear in mind that writes are interpreted as blockages in the use of resources, which leads to performance problems in the way in which users interact with our system. Disadvantages of sharding. There are experts who do not recommend using sharding at the start of a project because of the need to understand, in particular, when to use it and within what limits of magnitude to take advantage of it, partly because of some of the disadvantages that can be mentioned, such as the increased complexity of the SQL, leading to developers having to write more elaborate code. This amount of complexity not only applies to the code, but also means that the integrity of the system can be at a greater risk, with different factors that can suffer problems such as balancing and partitioning.